Yo, what is up, PPL fans? Shoutout here, coach of the Bayern Munich, and welcome to PPL Season 4, Week 1, the team analysis. Yep, it is time for the PPL to start again, and I'm really excited. I hope you are as well. This is where I would talk about smashing the hell out of that like button if you're excited, if I was a bitch, but I'm not. So, Week 1, we go up against Monotooi, coach of the Tampa Bay Luxrays, and I am very excited and very scared. Because Mono is not only a very good friend of mine, but also a fantastic battler, in my opinion, top 3 in the PPL. And scary, spooky, scary stuff. If you're someone not subscribed to Mono, even though he's now much bigger than me, because of the GBA, which I'm very happy about for him, make sure to check him out, because he's a very cool dude, a very good player, even in Standard, unlike me, because I don't play Standard anymore, because I'm a fucking loser. So, you should check him out, he's cool. So, yeah. Let's get into the matchup. If you don't know what my draft is, even though it's on screen right now, you can just look at the draft analysis, which was the video before this, and it's 40 minutes. I'm sure you have time for that. I mean, it has like 300 views, almost 60 likes. It's insane. Thank you all for that, by the way. I just want to get it out of the way. So, my team is Keyno, Keyno, Queen, Lias, Rodon, Wash, Luxrays, Sneasel, Gurgeist, Amaldo, Mega Pidgeot, Simisear. That's what we're going to rock with this season. And then there's Mono's team, which is utterly terrifying because he has Mew, Terrakion, Thundy, Fortress, Skuntank, Mega Altaria, Jellicent, Piloswine, Yanmega, Heatmore, and Abra. So, very scary team. Things to note is that I have 2 Pokemon that speed this entire team, being Mega Pidgeot and Sneasel. Lias speeds everything barring Thundy, which it deals with. And Simisear outspeeds a good portion. You know, barring Terrakion and Thundy, that speeds everything. So, speed-wise, I'm looking pretty good. And yeah. For this match, I think I considered every Pokemon barring Rodon Wash for this week. Even though Rodon Wash doesn't have a bad matchup at all. I just never needed it for anything on my team necessarily. Like, it deals with Piloswine, yes. But so does Clefable. If he does have Toxic, if he does, then Rodon Wash doesn't really love being in on it either. So, there's that. So yeah, I had considered every Pokemon. I'm going to go over the ones that I didn't bring. Simisear for one. Simisear actually is a really big threat to his team. His fire resistances are Mega Altaria, which I can hit with a Gunk Shot, and Jellicent, which if it's physically defensive, Grass Knot 2-hit KOs from a Life Orb Simisear. That's really nice. If he's specially defensive, like Knockoff with 2-hit KO, I'm pretty sure. So Simisear actually has a really good breaking potential. 2-hit KOs Mew depending on the spread. And his best switching is probably like Piloswine, and even that doesn't love switching at all. So Simisear was a pretty big threat. Another thing, Amaldo, a choice balance don't does really well against his team because, as you cannot see, because my recording dimensions aren't that bright, I guess. Bright? Is that a word? Whatever, you know what I mean. He only has 1 rock resist, which is Terrakion. So choice balance donut would actually do a lot. I was considering a set with like Assault Vest, I think, or like just a bulky spread with HP Fire for the Fortress, so he can't spin on me, and stuff like that. As myself, the rock, it actually doesn't have a bad matchup at all. It can kind of check Thundy. I think I was messing with an Assault Vest set. A little bit of speed and stuff like that. It actually doesn't have a bad matchup at all, and I'm not going with it. Gurgeist is really nice against him, just because I can spread burns on his team, and spread Leech Seeds really freely because he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a grass type basically. And it deals with Terrakion. It can kind of check Thundy. He's gonna have Dark Pulse most likely, but you know, it can kind of do that. And live hits on pretty much anything on his team. He doesn't have anything that can one-shot a Gurgeist, barring Heatmore and probably Yanmega. I think that should be about it. Or like a boosted Mew or stuff like that. But boost don't count, that's cheating. And yeah, Rodon Wash I just didn't really consider. It was a good set, and then it didn't. A good Pokemon in this matchup, but it didn't bring it. Offensively, really good because the only electric immunity is the Piloswine. I can just Volt Switch on Mega Altaria or just pack HP or something like that. So it's not a bad matchup for me at all. Let's get into the team that I'm bringing. Let's move the dimensions up again because my spreadsheet is not, you know, okay with what my other team's doing. So, the team. Something else that you might have noticed while looking at one of those teams is he only has 1 flying resist, and it is the Thunderous Eye, which is not the most reliable flying resist, so Mega Pidgeot's gonna have a fun time. I'm actually gonna open the sheet on my phone so I don't have to constantly look over, and, you know, make this less enjoyable of a viewing experience, because I am a smart person, I'm not. So, the first Pokemon I'm bringing is Nyx the Sneasel with the Lumberry. Pickpocket is the ability because he has nothing that can actually flinch me, barring the Yanmega, which is just gonna kill me. start as that. Knockoff, Ice Shard, Pursuit, and Icicle Crash. Also, I'm gonna kick Ice Shard against that. So, I wanted low kick for Terrakion, but I couldn't fit it on. I feel like these 4 moves are really, really important. Basically, everything that Mega Pidgeot cannot beat, or that everything that he could make an answer to Mega Pidgeot, those 3 being Mew, Thundy Eye with an Assault Vest, or like a Spidef set, most likely Assault Vest. Potentially Mega Altaria, but it doesn't really love it, especially since he would have to Mega Evolve first, otherwise he would take 25% rocks and stuff like that. And a Spidef Jellicent. I guess even Pulse Wide to some extent, but not really. It's not the best answer. He probably gonna want it for different things on my team, like Nidoqueen. All of these Sneasel beats. Sneasel hits all, not necessarily beats. You can easily build sets that can beat him, especially with Mew. But it hurts all of them a lot, and that's what Sneasel's here. Pursuit Trap Mew. You could definitely bring Cobra Berry. That would not surprise me at all. But it's gonna Pursuit Trap that. It can Pursuit Trap the Jellicent. Even Thundurus, if it's low, I can, you know, make a play and Pursuit Trap that. Ice Shard is really nice for Thundy, for Yanmega and Terrakion. And Mega Altaria, of course. And Icicle Crash hits the Mega Altaria. And other stuff. This is also the only thing that he can spin onward fortress on my entire team, which is very, very nice. Lumberry. Why do I have a Lumberry? Because Mew can Will-Wisp me. I can switch in on Jellicent freely. I can beat 1v1 because he's not gonna be able to burn me. Well, he is, but it's gonna get healed. So that's very nice, and then it also allows me to take the T-Wave from Thundy Eye and make some plays there if I wanted to. Yeah, if I want to. So, Lumberry is very good this net match. I really want Life Orb just because of the power, but oh well, not much I can do there. Because I really want the Lumberry. I think it's my best set in this game. Also, if he, for whatever reason, decides to bring Abra, which, you know, he could bring Sash T-Wave Abra just because it's a free T-Wave, a guaranteed one on anything. But those on Thundy Eye, so, you know. Then I can flinch that Ice Crash. I can also, you know, heal the T-Wave with Lumberry, which is pretty nice. So, next up is the big win con this game, and that is Halsey the Mega Pidgeot with No-God, of course. Hurricane, Work Up, Sub, and Roost. By the way, Steel Speed is towards Speed with Thundy Eye, and this is the same, I would assume. Yeah, it is. Cool. This set puts in the finest of work. As I said, the only flying resist he has is Thundy Eye. I don't think I should pack coverage for that. I wanted to, but I just don't think it's my best option this game. I was considering stuff like Defog, so I don't have to pack it on Latias. I was considering U-Turn just because for the initiative. And again, the hidden power for Thundy Eye. So, this set is really, really strong because it allows me to basically beat any way he has of checking the thing. I can sub up on Unprotected Switch, which then means he can revenge kill me easily with a Scarf Thundy Eye or a Scarf Terrakion, which is very nice. I can then get a free Hurricane off on anything. If I had free sub up, you know, if I scare something like Terrakion out, if I scare like the Fortress out, Skuntank, pretty much anything, because he doesn't really want to have anything, you know, just like a Mega as well, because it can one-shot me. And it's definitely going to die to a Hurricane. So that's all really nice. And if I get a work up, then, oh boy, he's not ready. Especially late game, if I realize that he doesn't have a Scarfer, which is, you know, possible, though I think he probably will have a Scarfer, most likely Terrakion. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. if he doesn't have a Scarfer, I can get him a work up without a sub, and then just fire off Hurricanes and pretty much clean up the game from there. Roost is very nice because it can get the recovery if I decide to sub up. It also allows me to potentially be Jellicent depending on its set. If it's like a weird set that doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. Well, Jellicent doesn't do a lot of damage, so I can actually beat Jellicent 1v1, which is very nice, unless it has Taunt. So that's cool. Refresh would be nice for Jellicent, so I can beat 1v1 a little easier. But Sub is just better overall. It allows me to deal with the things that he has to deal with this, if that makes sense. I think it does. So, yeah. Uneven HP, stuff like that. It's pretty nifty. It's a Mega Pidgeot. I think in the game I actually had even, because I forgot to... Did I? I think I might have. I'm not actually sure, I don't remember. So, next up is Anubis the Lucario with the Life Orb. Inner Focus as the ability, because he could flinch me with like Mega. The Air Slash, so I have Inner Focus there. Flash Cannon, Dark Pulse, Vacuum Wave, and Nest, but I struggle a lot with the set. Speed allows me to outspeed, I think, a max speed Skuntank. That should be it. Abra will outspeed me if it's max speed, fun fact. But, you know, Just gonna assume that it won't come. This also allows me to outspeed an Adamant or a modest Mew, which is very nice. And just hit it up with Dark Pulse. This thing can break his team very, very reliably. He doesn't have a switch in. A good one at least. The combination of Flash Cannon, Dark Pulse, 2 kills almost the entirety of his team, barring the aforementioned AV Thunder Eye, like a Cobra Berry Jellicent, of course. And that's pretty much it. I think fully split F Mew. Doesn't get 2 killed by Dark Pulse at, neutral. But that's fine. Nasty Spot is actually needed. I don't necessarily want to sweep with the thing. What I do want to do is just punch holes in his team. Just punch shit's face in and just hurt it, and then Mega Pidgeot can come in and make everything dead, and it's gonna be great. So the Nasty Spot is just more of a filler move that I could use if the situation arises. Unlikely though. The special set also allows me to check the Terrakion reliably with Vacuum Wave, which is very nice because the Terrakion scares the fuck out of me. And it also allows me to have a reliable Steel Stab to hit the Megalatoria, because that thing's a threat. I want to be able to hit it. I outspeed it with the speed investment that I have. I can Flash Cannon the shit out of that thing, and it's not gonna be a happy Dragon Fairy fluffy guy. That's cool. Yeah, I was considering having E-Speed over Nasty Plot. I was considering running a physical set, a mixed set. And ultimately, as I said on this set, I also had Air Balloon over Life Orb at some point, just because it would allow me to completely set up all over the Piloswine. You can get a free +2 against that, but in the end, I want the Life Orb just because I think it allows me to kill Mew with Dark Pulse, something like that. Or I kill it at +2. I don't remember the counts exactly, I'm sorry, but I think it was for Mew to kill the ensure damage on that thing. There were some other things that Megalataria I think that ensures a KO on. So yeah, Life was just very nice. I don't know, maybe Air Balloon would have been nice for the Piloswine, but we'll see how that works out in the match. Next up is another really, really important member for this week. That is S-Death, the Nidoqueen. The first game for it, coming back to the Bayern Mewnich. With the Sugar Berry, Sheer Force of course as the ability, Stealth Rock, Earth Power, Sludge Wave, and Toxic Spikes. Max HP, 96 defense with a Bold Nature, 44 on special attack, and 116 special defense. I spent some time on this spread. That special attack investment allows me to guarantee not guaranteed, but like have like a 70% chance of 2-hit killing a fully specially defensive Megalataria, which is unlikely, but it could happen. So I wanted to secure that 2-hit kill, pretty much secure it. I'll make sure the thing cannot set up me, even if it's like split F. I should stop hitting my mic with my cable of my mic. That'd be good. Yeah, secure 2-hit kill, because if he split F like Dragon Dance, something like that, he could set up on me otherwise. That would be bad news, Bears. The defense investment allows me to take 2 Earthquakes from Scarf Terrakion with the Sugar Berry. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And the special defense investment is there to deal with the Thunder Eye in some way that I forgot. I think it means I'm guaranteed to live 2 HP Isis or a Psychic or something like that. Don't remember. It's been a while since I built this team, I'm sorry. But yeah, this thing deals with Thunder Eye, deals with Terrakion, deals with Megalataria, so it has a lot of pressure on it. And also it kind of deals with your Mega. And it doesn't have recovery. Which will lead me to my next set. You can probably guess what it is. His Stealth Rock's are really nice against his team because he has the Thunder Eye, which could be his answer to Mega Pidgeot. So getting Rock Summon is really nice. The Mega, the Heatmore actually, if he brings it, that's actually a pretty big threat because Fire Blast plus Giga Drain plus Knockoff for Sucker Punch really hurts my team. Sad to say because it's a Heatmore, but it's actually a pretty decent threat to my team. Yeah, that's a dual stab. I don't need anything else necessarily. Ice Beam would be kind of nice for the Thunder Eye. Fire move for Fortress would kind of be cool, but not necessarily. T-Volt or Shadow Ball for Mew and Jellicent respectively. Well, Shadow Ball for both would be cool. All the things would be nice, but I don't need any of them. Toxic Spikes are just really good against his team. If I can poison the Mew, that's going to be glorious because that thing's going to be worn down. Makes it a little easier to deal with. Of course, yes, he's going to take to get rid of him if he switches in, but he's not going to switch in on Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen's actually going to switch in on Skuntank most likely, and then I can get T-Spikes as it switches, and as long as Skuntank doesn't come in the next turn, something is probably going to get poisoned, so that's very nice. Yeah, that's that. It's Nidoqueen. Really important in this game. So, and because the thing is so important, and because it doesn't have recovery, we bring in next, and that is Moonshine Declafable, also coming back with the leftovers, unawares the ability Wish, Protect, Moonblast, Flamethrower, with the standard OU spread. This is the max HP, 170 defense, and 84 special defense with a calm nature. This is the standard good old OU spread that people used to run. I don't know if they still do, but it's still on the damage calc. This spread is just very good against team. I want Wish support because Nidoqueen and Latias both don't have recovery, and they're both really important to keep healthy. So having Wish on Clefable allows me to keep those two healthy and keep this wall core of these 3 intact, which is very nice. My first 3 picks all working as a wall core together in this game, which is very nice. Wish Protect also allows me to beat like a lot of his team. He doesn't have a whole lot for Clefable. Skuntank definitely deals with it, especially if it's a taunt variant or like a more offensive variant. Potentially even Acid Spray, or like a Life Orb variant, which I brought before. There's Mew, which can be either Taunt or like Gunk Shot variant. There's Fortress, which could pack Heavy Slam, which actually kills me. By the way, if he brings like an offensive Fortress with Trick Room support and like SD past Mew, I lose. just a little fun fact there. Like Heavy Slam for, you know, Clefable, Bug Bite for Latias, and Earthquake for Nidoqueen. That's gonna put in no finance of work. If he brings him, I'm just gonna, you know, propose to him or something. But yeah, Clefable allows me to check Terrakion, check Thunder Eye, check Mega Altaria, beat Piloswine, beat non-taunt Jellicent, check Yanmega. The thing is so incredibly big against team. It also deals with a lot of Mew sets. Not a lot, but a few Mew sets depending on what he decides to bring. So that's very nice. I wanted to bring Calm Mind because Calm Mind really fucks his team over. However, I didn't want Fortress to be able to spin on anything in my team barring the Sneasel, so I have Flamethrower there. Calm Mind would have allowed me to beat Fortress if he doesn't have Heavy Slam. If he brings Fortress, he's gonna have Heavy Slam because it's mono. He doesn't want Clefable to set up on it. So yeah, that's a thing that's happening. Yeah. Also, with me having Unaware, which allows me to, by the way, not be scared of set up Terrakion, not be scared of set up Thunder Eye, Mega Altaria, which is very nice. Yeah, me having Unaware, I would have to run Moonlight, and now I don't have to worry about having running out of PP. Now I have Wish and Protect. I can Scout with Protect against the non-setup mons or non-super scary mons if they set up. Set up things that can beat Clefable, is what I'm trying to say, not, you know, other things, because they can't beat Clefable because they're Unaware. Smart sentences. Yeah, Wish Protect's nice, let me Scout, and it also means I have more PP and I can support the team, which is basically Clefable's main job. Check some things, get some wishes off, keep the team healthy. And last but not least, we have Cordelia D. Latias with the Cobble Berry, Levitate as the ability, Ice Beam, Draco Meteor, Defog, and HP Fire. Max HP, 172 special attack, 60 special defense with a Calm Nature, and 24 in speed. That speed, I think, allows me to outspeed an Adamant or modest Mega Altaria. Special attack investment allows me to treat KO and max HP Mega Altaria. And then with the Spidef investment, I can deal with Thunder Eye for days, which is also what the Cobble Berry is there for. Here's like a defined knockoff variant, this is a knockoff variant in general. Or Dark Pulse variant, of course. Cobble Berry is going to allow me to live that and fire off a Draco and hurt that thing a lot. HP Fire is obviously for the Fortress, and everything else really doesn't like a Draco outside of bulky Mew. So that's nice. Cobble Berry also allows me to avoid the Pursuit Trap from Skuntank, which is fairly likely to come. So I can avoid that and, you know, shoot a Cobble Berry, shoot a hit, and then switch out and get a free switch into something else, which is very nice. Like Lucario can set up on Skuntank because he's not going to want to stay in. He might not even have a fire move just because Skuntank has a really big 4 moveset syndrome, especially in this game. Because Fortress doesn't have an amazing matchup, so you're probably not going to want to bring that. So Defog Skuntank is a possibility. Yeah. Dual Step Taunt is also pretty likely. Pursuit might be a thing. Sucker Punch might be a thing. All these stuff. So, all these stuff. Yeah, sentences, words, English. So yeah, Skuntank has full moveset syndrome. He might not even have Pursuit. He might not have Fire Blast for Lucario. So Lucario can set up all over it, which is very nice. And yeah, that's the team for week 1. I rambled on for far too long. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good squad. I think this is the best I could do. But Mono's a very scary battler, a very good player, and I'm looking forward to this game. Kind of. I'm also kind of terrified, so that's great. We'll see how it goes. I hope we can pull out the victory. I hope you guys are going to support the Bayern Munich for this week. And yeah, match will go up on Monday. I hope this is gonna go up on Sunday still, because my laptop is a piece of shit. It's gonna take ages to render this. I hope it's gonna work. We'll see. So that's it. Tell me what you think of the team. Tell me what you think of the draft if you haven't seen it yet, and of the matchup and stuff like that. So thank you for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave some newts. I will appreciate your feedback, and hopefully see you guys next time. Goodbye.